Hey, how's everybody doing today? This is Joe from the Northeastern Native Plant Digest, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own homemade suet, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a real easy suet recipe. This is a great recipe that you can use to make homemade suet. Birds actually love homemade suet. I find when I make it and put it out, they actually prefer it over the store-bought suets that I make. And the great thing about this project is that it's really fun to do. You can involve your family, your kids. It's great to do, especially if the weather's bad outside. And you're really going to find that the great thing about this recipe is that you can really kind of tweak it any way you want. So today, what I'm going to be, the ingredients that I have to get started with is this beef suet. So this is something that you can pick up at your local grocery store. Usually they'll have it back in the butcher's section. It's pretty cheap. This one was $1.64. And I've already used some of it, but you can see there's pretty good chunks here. I also got some bird seed, some general bird seed, and I'm going to put some peanut butter in it as well. And also today, I'm going to go ahead and put some raisins in it. I got some raisins here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And what you're going to need is a pan that you can put this suet in. And really you want to just kind of put that on maybe a medium flame. You don't want to overdo it. I'm going to go ahead and put this suet right in here. And this is going to render down. You're going to get all that wonderful suet out of it. I'm going to throw that away a little bit later. And then what I'm going to do is start letting this render down. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on this too. That'll help trap in some of the heat. What you want to do too is one tip that you can do. You can once this gets ready, and you'll see later on as I'm done. You can put these in, you can reuse these suets containers that you get from the store. Once you take the suet cakes out, I just kind of wash them up and clean them. And then these make a perfect mold. They're already the right size and shape for my suet feeders that I hang outside. And that's just a great tip you can use. That way you can repurpose these. So this is going to take a while to render down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll pause this video real quick, and I'll be back in stages and kind of show you the process. And then what the fun part is, we'll be adding in these ingredients. So this is starting to render down. You can see the oil, the fat, as it melts. And this is just going to continue to render down. This is actually the longest part of the process. Once this gets rendered down, adding these other ingredients will go really quickly. Now, some people, I've been asked if this is cheap, if it's cheaper to make it this way, or if it's cheaper to buy it in the store. And the short answer is it depends. You can make these pretty cost effective. It kind of depends on the ingredients that you get and your price point in getting them. Also kind of depends on what you add into this suet pack. If you buy your seeds, if you buy a lower quality seeds and you buy them in bulk and you don't add a lot of stuff like sunflowers, some people also like to add like mealworms for bluebirds, things like that. Those kind of ingredients might drive up the cost a little bit, but you can, if you budget correctly, you can make these pretty cost effective. That's really not the purpose of this video today. I'm just giving you a general idea of how to do it, and feel free to modify these. Mealworms is another, like I mentioned, another great one that you can add. Bluebirds love mealworms, sort of woodpeckers, things like that. Fruit, raisins. A lot of birds are going to like raisins. Peanut butter is going to add some protein. A lot of woodpeckers and stuff like that love the peanuts and the nuts and stuff like that. Then I have this kind of generic chickadee blend. So this is going to be good to add a lot of bulk to this recipe. So this is still rendering down. It's going to take a little bit more, and I'll be right back. So stay tuned. So this is pretty much done. This is just about done. I could probably get a little bit more, but if you look in here, you can see how much that's rendered down there. A lot of fat in there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off. Now you're going to be left with some of these bigger fatty pieces. Now you could probably get more You could probably get more fat out of them, but you know, if you took the time. But I'm gonna just say that these are done. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. I'm gonna take these out. I don't know. I'm not really much of a culinary chef in the usual sense. I don't know if these have any other culinary purposes or not. They might, but I'm doing this for the birds. So that's all I'm gonna do here. All right, so I'm gonna get these out. And look at all that. Look at all that fat that's rendered down there. That's gonna be real nice. So I'm just gonna kind of let these cool off a little bit and suck up some of this oil on this napkin. And then here, this is going to be the fun part. Like I said, this part takes a little bit longer than the rest of it, but it's worth it. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a really generous, this is probably 3 tablespoons worth of peanut butter. I'm just going to put that right in there. That's kind of hard with one hand. Bear with me. It'll melt right off here though. And I'm just going to stir that in. You want to be careful you don't slap that up. This is super hot. You do want to be careful when you're working with this. I turned off the heat because I don't want this boiling. I don't want this boiling over. So you want to be careful about that. I'm just going to stir this in until the peanut butter is pretty much liquefied and mixed in with the fat. It already smells good. Okay, I'll set that aside. I'm going to use that. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put some raisins in it. I'm not going to put that many. Be careful, you don't want to splash yourself. Maybe I'll do something different here. I'm going to use this cup scooper. Or maybe I'll just put them in by hand. Okay, I'm going to put some raisins in there. This is going to be a definite treat for the birds. And like I said, you know, you can get creative with this and make them as cheap or as expensive as you want. All right, and the last thing I'm going to add in here is the bird seed. And this is really going to this is really going to give it the bulk. So I got some, this mix here. I'm just going to keep adding it, working it in. Maybe, let's see where we're at here. I like to get a pretty thick consistency going. I don't want it to be, you don't want it to be too soupy. You want it to be pretty firm, even before it sets up. Because what we're going to do when this is done, we're going to set these up. We're going to pour these out into our suet molds and let them set up. You can either let them sit on the counter until they cool down, or you can put them in the refrigerator, which will kind of speed up the process. This is really getting nice and thick now. It's getting nice and thick. Probably add a couple more in there. This is actually going to create a lot. This is going to be more than 2 suets. I'll probably have to save some of this in the refrigerator. I mean, if I made them really thin, I might even be able to get 6 out of this, 6 suet cakes. I don't know. We'll see. So that's doing really good. You want to make sure you really stir that up really good. This is a great weekend project. This is great, you know, if you got kids, just want to make sure, you know, let them help you get the ingredients out and measure them out and teach them what a 1/4 of a cup is, what a tablespoon is. All right. So this is actually pretty good. Now, that's a lot of suet. So I'm going to go ahead and start transferring this to my suet molds. pour it in there like that. All right, I'm going to set this back on the stove. I'll just kind of shape them into the suet tray. I could probably put a little bit more in there. I should have had 3. I think 3 would have been perfect. So I'll just put a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more now. Okay. All right. And that's it. So now, all I need to do is let these set up. So I'm going to let these cool off for a little bit on the counter, and then I'm going to pop them in the refrigerator. And then once they cool off and they solidify, just like your suet cakes when you get them at the hardware store, the bird store, wherever at that, they're going to be just like that. And then we'll take them out and we'll put them in the suet feeder. So I'm going to let these solidify and I'll be back. All right, so I'm back and here's the finished product. As you can see, it sets up just like a cake you might buy in the suet cake you might buy at your local bird store. Here's one that we bought from a bird store. I just want you to kind of compare the difference in the amount of ingredients in this homemade suet cake. The birds are going to love this one. They're going to actually eat this one down before they finish up this one. So I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I do appreciate everybody that's subscribed to my channel. Share these videos. If you like them, leave your comments below. I got a lot of videos coming up. It's an exciting time of the year. Things are starting to come up and sprout and bud out. And I got some plants coming in the mail. Got a wish list of plants I'm going to be ordering. So I'll be doing more videos on those as well. So until then, until my next video, hope everybody has a great day. This is Joe from the Northeastern Native Plant Digest. And just plant native. You can make a difference. 1 yard at a time. Have a great day. Bye.